Nobody, nobody told me running a business would feel like this. Oh my gosh, the loneliness, right? The loneliness of running a business. This is what happens. This is what no one warns you about, especially if you're coming from an environment where it was an open plan office and there was people around you all the time. Well, welcome to a cup of clarity. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the loneliness of running a business. And has running a business for you ever felt lonelier than you expected? I mean, most people might not even admit it, or they may not even have sat and thought, what is it that's making them feel a certain way, right? Well, my cup of clarity truth this week is business becomes easier when you stop trying to do it alone. Yeah. We weren't designed to carry every decision by ourselves. It makes it so much more difficult. I mean, decision fatigue is real, right? Business owners make hundreds of decisions every single week. Some decisions are big, some decisions are smaller, financial decisions, and eventually you just start to feel exhausted. I remember when I had to make a decision about where the direction I wanted my business to go. And it took me months to do this. I remember even um, sitting there with a good plan and thinking, this is what I wanted to do. But then when I had to make other decisions about, well, for example, where was the cash going to come in? Because the business model was going to change. And so where I was used to having consistent cash flow, now I was going to have to work harder to get that cash flow in. And so I procrastinated a lot because of making the decision. One particular time, I was trying to make a decision as to whether to take on a new member of staff. And I was like, but how am I going to guarantee that I can pay them, consistently for however long they stay with me? It was, oh, now I'm going to have to take less because I'm paying somebody else, right? All these different decisions that was going through my mind. And I remember I actually went to a retreat. I went to a business retreat. And funny enough, one of the speakers at the retreat was talking about taking on staff and giving us tips and pointers and things, and we were all able to share, and I was able to ask the question. I said, yeah, but what if I can pay them now for the next 6 months, but I don't know what's going to happen in 6 months time? Do I need to have like at least a year's worth of their salary saved up before I can even think of taking them on? That's what I used to think. And she said, no. She said, just go quarter by quarter. Don't put that pressure on yourself, because you are going to always find different reasons to spend the money that you may have saved up for another member of staff. But what you're not doing and tracking is, if you bring in another member of staff, what is that going to free you up to do in terms of bringing in more business? And if you bring in more business, then you're going to be absolutely fine. And so I started to then say, well, if I look and work quarterly, if I can at least cover a quarter and look at my cash flow forecast to make sure I can continue to do so, then I'll be all right. And I was able to do it. And I had a member of staff for many, many years, and she always got paid. There was never a time when I didn't pay her. So the second point is, support isn't weakness. I'm talking to the ones of you that love control and never want to relinquish any control. You want to do it all yourself because nobody else can do it like you. I'm talking to you. Well, the most successful business owners don't know everything. And you're not always the best at everything anyway. So, what they do is they ask questions, they seek advice, they surround themselves with good people. Support is a strength, not a weakness. Contrary to what you may have been told or what you may have thought before, having support shows your strength, not your weakness. So, my point three is community. Community creates confidence. Because when you're surrounded by people who understand your journey, you're able to make better decisions. You're in a better position to take action rather sooner. You stop feeling like you're the only one struggling with this particular thing, right? And this is where things start to change. I know in my community, we are able to run different things off of each other, ideas, or someone may share an issue they have, and someone else will say, oh my goodness, I'm going through the same thing. And then it's shared. And then you can also give each other opinions, for example. It's not to say you've got to take any of them, but someone may suggest something that you've never thought of. And it just makes the journey easier. And that's what I've created and am creating in my Financial Clarity Hub. Check it out in the link below, because it is a solution for anybody who just feels like this is lonely, to anyone who feels like I'm having to do everything on my own. I don't have anyone to run ideas off of. I'm not even sure if I'm doing the right thing. I don't even know, because people in your network or people in your community may have already been through what you've been through. They may have already overcome the problem that you are now faced with, and you're able to get advice from people, or they're just able to share their stories with you. And it could be that it's something completely different, but just knowing another business owner understands me right now, another business owner understands my struggles right now, can just help to ease the burden. Because building a business shouldn't feel lonely. Find people, find a community that encourages you, that challenges you, that holds you accountable in a good way, and challenges you and reminds you that you are more than capable to do this journey. You are more than capable to get through the other side of whatever decision that you may find yourself faced with at that particular time. So let me know in the comments, what's been the hardest part of running your business? What have you found the most difficult? Put it in the comments. You just don't know who you might be helping by sharing a bit of your story. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you on another video of a Clarity in a Cup. See you soon.